You know, if we get an Ocarina of Time remake, it really does make me wonder what Nintendo is going to be doing with the mainline Legend of Zelda games. And if this rumor is real, does that mean that Nintendo is going to put this out first and then have the next mainline Legend of Zelda game? And another big question I think a lot of us are thinking when it comes to the Legend of Zelda, are they going to be using something like Toon Link, or maybe the Breath of the Wild Link, or is Nintendo going to go with a whole new Link? What would you guys want in the next Legend of Zelda game? Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robotron Show, where we cover the latest news, leaks, and rumors from Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, make sure you click that red subscribe button below and have that notification bell on. And if you're interested, I have a Patreon, which link to that will be in the pinned comment along with my Twitter account. In this video, we are going to talk about some Nintendo Switch rumors from Nintendo insider Nash Weedle. These include an Ocarina of Time remake, something I'm sure a lot of you guys want to see, the next 3D Mario / big announcement from Nintendo. He's teasing some mystery game as well as the next Mario game. And there's also some sprinkles for Star Fox Zero, that rumor that we covered about a week ago. As always guys, remember these are rumors, so nothing is set in stone. It could end up just not happening. And by the way, I do cut these up and clip them on a separate channel, so if you like single topic videos, I do clip them and add more editing into them when I have time. That channel will be in the description if you like single topic videos. If you guys end up enjoying this video, leave a like, it helps the video out a lot, and if you want to follow me on Twitter and help us pass our goal of 1,000 followers, you can follow us at Roborob93. Without further delay, let's continue to the video. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is pretty close guys. In fact, I'm probably going to be paying the rest of my pre-order at GameStop when this video goes live. With the new Nintendo console comes new games for the platform, games from old IPs like Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, and other IPs. More specifically, the first one that we're going to talk about and focus on is the Legend of Zelda series. The Legend of Zelda series is getting some new stuff, yes. The launch of the Nintendo Switch 2 is also going to have those Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom upgrades. We're also getting Wind Waker on the Nintendo Switch Online service, which is pretty exciting for me personally as a Wind Waker fan. But one thing that's been missing when it comes to the future of Legend of Zelda is a new game reveal, be that an old game, remake, or a port, or a remaster. Other than the Warrior games, but I mean like a mainline Link game, if that makes any sense. Well, it seems we might actually be getting one, according to Nash Weedle, who has recently talked about a lot of different rumors when it comes to new Nintendo Switch 2 games, including an Ocarina of Time remake. And this is what he had to say. I commented a couple years ago, I don't remember, but I commented before anyone else that they were starting to make one. So keep in mind, he said a couple years ago. So this means that this Ocarina of Time remake supposedly is supposed to be in development for at least a couple years by now. That is some pretty key information for later in this video when we talk about when some of these games can be revealed and when we'll see them. But anyways, continuing. The last part of his quote says, the remake is coming. He's emphasizing the word is, which means he's basically saying, yes, this does exist and it's been in development for a couple years. He goes on to say, but be patient, people think a game is made in a day. He even goes on to talk about people being approached about redesigning the game's vision, according to what he said in the podcast, which I think a lot of remakes tend to do with new technology. You develop new ways of doing things, or even stuff that you couldn't do back on the Nintendo 64, right? I mean, it was quite a long time ago. Now moving on to a smaller bit of the podcast, if you guys are wondering who is making the new Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, apparently, according to Nash Weedle anyways, part of the people who worked on Mario Odyssey are part of the people who worked on Donkey Kong Bonanza. Now it's only part of the team according to him, and get this wasn't part of the initial rumor that popped up about like, oh man, it was quite a while ago. I think it was during the pandemic actually. Monolith is actually helping them with this game, which now that I think about it, when you look at it and what it's doing with how you can break a lot of the stuff in the game, it does make a lot of sense because they are known for making these crazy big open world games, so it isn't too much of a stretch for that to happen. Next up, we do have the Star Fox series. So if you guys remember, we did cover a rumor about a week ago about Star Fox Zero hitting the Nintendo Switch 1. Or not Switch 1. Well, I assume it's going to be the Nintendo Switch 1, but Nintendo Switch 2. This is what Nash Weedle had to say. In theory, Star Fox Zero is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, and they are going to take advantage of the mouse. Then, with the movement of the mouse, you will do what was the change of the game mode Wii U with the tablet, change modes, and the way you played with different crafts. Now he goes on to talk about how they're going to use the gestures with the mouse with the Nintendo Switch 2 to take control of your craft. And I feel like a lot of games like that, the ones that are kind of not exactly on rails, but do clearly have potential to use a mouse with it. So games like Kid Icarus Uprising could fit perfectly well on the Nintendo Switch 2. So the fact that you're using the mouse to control the ship and do different things isn't too much of a shocking point. And moving on, according to Nash Riedel, we're gonna have some re-releases of the Bayonetta games. This is what the Nintendo Insider said. I think they're gonna bring the Bayonetta. Yes, Nintendo is going to re-release Bayonetta. Also, according to Nash Riedel, he says that Astral Chain 2 is gonna be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 as well, which is another rumor that has popped up before. There was even some gameplay details, if I remember correctly, that was potentially leaked, because it could always be fake again. And if I can find that video on the channel, click the top right corner of this video and you will be brought to that video. And last but not least, we have the next Mario game and that big mystery game. Nash Riedel had this to say, but yes, the new Mario 3D, I understand that is in 2026. We should be seeing something, but I'm not very clear about it either. Now that quote kind of makes it seem like maybe this hasn't been in development for too long. I mean, if he has all this information on other games, you would think that he would have information on a new 3D Mario, right? Not only that, but if part of the Mario team is helping them with Donkey Kong Bonanza, you would assume that maybe that would affect the development of this potential 2026 Mario 3D game, right? So maybe now that Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be releasing in July, if I remember correctly, maybe now development on that Mario game can go full steam ahead. But that part is just theory on my part. Now he also goes on to say that there is one big mystery game that Nintendo hasn't announced or revealed yet. Now this game, supposedly according to Nash Riedel anyways, is not going to be a 2025 game. So I guess we'll see what exactly is that. And while you're down in the comment section, or if you're still watching this video and not correcting me on my probably dumb mistake, I want to say thank you for reaching this video this far, and well, here's a cookie. For those who don't know, YouTube considers cookies potentially inappropriate for some reason, so let's spam those cookies in the comment section. I want to see pages among pages, just go wild with cookies in the comment section. Now, if you guys don't want to hear about when I think some of these games could hit the Nintendo Switch 2, click the top right corner of this video about the new Nintendo Direct rumor, which might actually shock you when this Nintendo Direct is rumored to happen, because it's not that far away. And if not, let's get on to the speculation on when we could see those games. It's gonna be really quick, it's not really gonna take too long. So the first one is the Legend of Zelda game, of course. Now, if this has been in development for a couple years already, according to Nash Riedel himself, then we should see this at the next Nintendo Direct. Either that, or we're gonna see it at like a September Nintendo Direct. One of the next two Nintendo Directs should hold this game. Now, of course, it might not be a 2025 game, it might be a 2026 game, but I think Nintendo will definitely tease it. There is a rumored Nintendo Direct for the release of the Nintendo Switch 2 week. It's going to be happening during that week, according to this new rumor. This is from PH Brazil, and he's the one that has correctly leaked different Nintendo Directs in the past, by the way. So if we do have a Nintendo Direct during the launch week of the Nintendo Switch 2, then I would assume some big game is going to be revealed there. Now, Nintendo does need to do different things with other games that are already announced, like Metroid Prime 4. So if not there, maybe a September Nintendo Direct might be where we see this Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. As far as Star Fox Zero goes, if that rumor is true anyways, 100% the next Nintendo Direct. I do not see why they would wait for that. And the next 3D Mario game, that one is more of a tough call, because apparently that's supposed to be being revealed in 2026. So if that's the case, I would think maybe the February Nintendo Direct or sometime in 2026, like the first Nintendo Direct. I don't really see why they would wait any longer than that, because they definitely do need to support the Nintendo Switch 2 with games that are very eye-catching, and a new 3D Mario game is very eye-catching, especially if it's like, I don't know, a new Mario Galaxy, or if it's like Super Mario Odyssey 2 or something. And of course, the Bayonetta ports, I think that will also appear at the Nintendo Direct. Again, assuming that these are real, they could always be fake. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section below. When do you guys think these games are going to appear? Specifically the Legend of Zelda game, the Ocarina of Time remake. When do you think that would actually be revealed? Just visiting Copium Land for a second and just let me know in the comment section below. And do you even want one? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.